insurrection, as you say. He doesn't mention President Trump, but there's just no question. Falsehoods, false hopes, and then essentially calling on other Republicans to step up. That's the main point of the statement. Calling on the other Republicans who will get back in that Capitol building as soon as the security forces tell them it is secure and it is safe for them to go back in. And former President George W. Bush hoping, look, at the Bush name has become a dirty word in the Trump era of Republican politics, but hoping that people, I'll say, look for their better angels and get it right when they come back to that building.
Yeah, this is a 6-6 situation that has developed here in the nation's capital, and you got to quickly and directly point to the President of the United States for failure to do his job. Presidential historian Doug Brinkley is joining us right now. You know, Doug, give us a little historic perspective on what is unfolding in Washington. I've been a reporter here for a long time. I haven't seen anything like this.
Nothing like this at all, Wolf. I mean, this is the siege of the U.S. Capitol. We usually have the word siege in a war, like the Civil War, or, perhaps the Democratic 1968 in Chicago. But here we are watching American citizens, fellow citizens, break in and vandalize our U.S. Capitol, rioting in the streets of Washington, disregarding public and federal property. It's a heinous moment. And usually when we think of being attacked in Washington, you tend to think, remember, the War of 1812, when the British attacked us, or 9/11 and the scare that the Capitol was going to be a target, and you had an anthrax scare going on now. This group of Trump supporters who refuse to accept the outcome of this election have now terrorized the entire Washington, D.C. metro area and are ostensibly shutting down other aspects of our government and country. The good news is there aren't surveillance cameras in the Capitol. People are going to have photographic evidence, and some of the faces that we've been watching on TV today will end up doing serious prison time for their crimes against the United States.
Left it off.
I think Donald Trump is ill. We've known he's an autocrat. We've known that he has a dictatorial bent. We know he has no sense of history. But since the election, his ego has been so bruised that he has organized an insurrection against the U.S. federal government. He has now burned his bridge with Vice President Pence, who could have perhaps pardoned him if Pence had become president for a day or a week. And now there's talk of the 25th Amendment. People at the Department of Defense or CIA, State Department, is Trump stable for the job? It appears not from the little video that he did on the White House lawn today saying he loves, how wonderful he loves these people that are breaking into the Capitol and turning people to flee in a sense of terror. We have 2 people that are shot. We have a curfew going, and Donald Trump will be implicated in this. This is a day of sedition. It's a word you usually use with, the John Adams era, or something in American history, and here we're witnessing it in real time. I think that you almost have Mike Pence right now is serving as the commander-in-chief of our country, while anybody in any federal bureau has to be keeping a close eye on Donald Trump because he's acting and thinking in an irrational way.
And in order for the 25th Amendment to the Constitution to be really go into effect, it's the Vice President who has to initiate all of this. The Vice President has to insist that the current President is simply unfit to be Commander-in-Chief, to be President of the United States. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's exactly right, Wolf. And Vice President Pence now, if he chooses to, could start trying to organize that 25th Amendment. Our country's being held hostage right now by Donald Trump. Mitch McConnell and Speaker Pelosi can't even meet on the Capitol today. It was supposed to be the day of our great coronation to celebrate the beginning of a new presidency for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So I think we now have to go into our Constitution kit bag and find what we can do to control Donald Trump. And certainly the 25th Amendment is there. It's an extreme measure. I never thought, I never think that.
I have no words. I'm speechless. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and I am like just sick right now. I think about our fathers. You know, your mom, my aunt, and like this is like breaking my fucking heart. You know, it just.
I know. I understand you. That's how I feel about it.
I'm sick over this right now. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
This guy got away with cosmetics. We look like the monkeys of the world.
If they don't not if Pence, you know what? If I'm rooting for Pence, if they don't invoke the 25th Amendment, this is gonna be 2 weeks of hell.
Yeah.
They have to invoke the 25th Amendment. At this point right now, it can't get any worse. You know?
Well, people don't realize it. You know, this is what I used to teach in school. And I go, you know, we're an experiment. And once it's hurt and it's done bad enough, you'll never have the United States back the way you think it will be.
No.
Never. It'll be all over. And you know, some of these people are such fairies that if they had to go and fight for their life somewhere, they couldn't do it anyway.
You know?
You know? Yeah. No, you know, it's like some of these people, they need to take everything they have to pay for the damage.
Right.
And then they need to expatriate them.
What they should do? No, I disagree. Let me tell you what they should do.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, obviously we're not the Romans, so that's not going to happen. I wouldn't condone that anyway. What they should do is arrest every one of these sons of bitches. Find out what their status is as far as financials. If they're on welfare or whatever, take it away. You know, the ones who broke into the Capitol. I'm not a fan of Speaker Pelosi, but to me, this is sacred ground. This is what people fought for. You know, this is what the Civil War came about. This is when our uncle was hiding in a fucking cave for almost 3 weeks in Korea. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like stuff like that. What I'm getting to is what they should do is they should take these sons of bitches, send their ass to Guantanamo, the most shittiest prison in the world, and let them sit there for a couple months.
Yeah, or I think some of them should be expatriated.
Oh, no, I agree with that too.
Did you ever read the book about the man that lost his country?
No, but I heard of it.
Yeah. They put him on a boat, and that's all he could do was go from country to country, but none of them would accept him.
No.
Like either that or let them live under Putin or Fidel Castro's brother or any of these godforsaken Mickey Mouse countries.
You know, like the world is laughing at us, and I hate that. We've been having this conversation for 4 years, and I'm so sick of it. Like now, I'm sorry if I'm cursing, but you get these fucking morons with their little Trump flags that never paid their fucking dues, that have been mooching off the government or had a gold spoon up their ass, and they're walking like, oh, our president got screwed. Did you see that? Did you see that half-hearted bullshit apology Trump gave? You know, if they don't invoke the 25th Amendment, you know, what little bit of respect I have for Republicans is out the door. You know, I'm at the point right now is, you know, you know what? What they should do is they should implement a new party. You know, when you look on the voting, you have the Imperialist Party. I was like, who the fuck is this? You know, I mean, even the Democrats too. The Democrats are a bunch of jobbers too. You know, I'm independent. Yeah.
You know something? I was watching it this morning, then we went out. We missed the part where they overtook the building. And I go, not for anything, but, I mean, the Secret Service is protecting them inside. Nobody's inside watching anything. They do have the building back and stuff like that. But they're threatening they're going to come back. They don't know if they've got explosives somewhere or whatever.
Right.
They destroyed stuff you and I pay taxes for.
Mm-hmm.
Screw them.
You know, and someone got shot, but my
She didn't have better things to do.
right. You know what? Let me tell you something. It just made me sick. You know, and I was back home. I was in Ocean County, and I was watching MSNBC. That's the New York that's the Philly version of NBC. And they had a woman sitting in Pelosi's chair, and you know what? And I applaud the news broadcaster. He's like they showed a picture. He's like, listen, don't glorify that. Take that picture off. It's on national television. So kudos to that guy because he's absolutely right. Why should they glorify it? You know?
Yeah, but you know, even I don't like Mitch McConnell, but Mitch McConnell was talking. You could tell he was feeling it. And he knew his job was gone. He knew the Senate was lost. He knew...
Georgia stepped up last night. Yeah.
I know, I actually felt bad for the bastard.
You know what? I don't, because you know what? They could have prevented this when this son of a bitch, when it was so you can say oh, the Democrats were bullying him when he first got in. That's bullshit, because they knew about his rep and they still didn't do nothing about it. And
these people, if enough goes far enough, they won't have their fucking pensions from, pardon my French, from Washington, and they won't have the Social Security. I mean, I haven't even gone on Social Security yet. I think it'll be taken away from me. Bush, I am appalled by the reckless behavior of some political leaders since the election and by the lack of respect shown today for our institutions, our traditions, and our law enforcement. And that was from Bush.
You know what?
I'm never a fan of his.
I was never a fan of either one of them, but you know what? His son did step up. But you know what? I hate that cliche. It's funny how history repeats itself. Do you remember the late afternoon of 9/11, when everybody was running out of the Capitol? And I said this to you 21 years ago, and I said it to my mother. I said, we have the greatest country in the world, but our security is still horrible. This is not...
Another thing, all this shit seems to happen on the Republican watch.
Yeah, and another thing too is, you notice the security again. And I was listening, like 1010 News is a New York radio station, it's an AM station, and we had Bob Menendez. First of all, Bob Menendez is a shady little fuck. Excuse my French. I know that son of a bitch since I was 17 when he was in Union City. And, he asked the same question. He's like, how come the security wasn't implemented? And he couldn't answer the question. I'm watching this right now, and I see all these little sheeps with their Trump hats and all that, saying, it makes me sick.
I go to different stations. I don't have really a favorite. Actually, we watch either CBS or we watch ABC. But here's the kicker. They had the thing on, and they're showing people, and it's the people that's walked on Washington.
Yeah.
Who in the middle of it is a little chink, and John was watching. He got out, and I said, "You want to make a bet she's not a double agent?"
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm watching it on all channels. I'm watching it on all platforms. I'm watching on ABC. I'm watching it on NBC. I'm watching it on Fox. I'm watching ABC. I'm watching it in Spanish. I'm watching it on Univision. And Jorge Ramos. Let me tell you about Jorge Ramos. That little sniveling little cocksucker. You want to call him a espazo. Now, espazo in Spanish means spy. We always said he was a spazo for Castro, and he's like broadcasting how he's all concerned, this and that, blah blah blah. He's a piece of shit too, and and I'm listening to him now.
I think the communists would like to take down democracy. And I said to John, I said, not for anything. I said, most Americans couldn't take a civics test and pass it. They think they know what their rights are and everything. They take a survey course, they're experts. But I mean, this is what kills me. In the meantime, you ask them something serious, they can't answer it.
No,
and
he,
I'm a friend, and he graduated from Pennsylvania with this other clown, and he goes, oh, I have how do you put it? I have a constitutional right not to wear a mask.
No, that's
is the responsible thing for Republican members of Congress.
no. It's just that's not a constitutional issue. That's a pandemic. We're in a pandemic. That's required. If I would say if someone said, "Hey, listen, I don't have to wear a mask," I'll be like, "Okay, then wear a gaiter." That's how I would shut them up,
Is it Big Tent? It's dominated by Trumpism.
This guy immigrated here. The white Renzo he's Italian from Italy. And I don't think he knows what's in the Constitution. It wasn't his major in school or anything. And he said that to a friend of ours, and finally the friend snapped back. He goes, no, that's not in the Constitution. You better read it. The guy kind of shut up.
You know what? I used to know the Constitution because I took a history class and I took American history, and I was good at the Constitution. I knew like articles. I knew like sections of articles. Like I don't remember shit now.
You know what? It doesn't hurt to read up on education. But I'll tell you, I said to very concerned, and we should have some kind of contingency plan if we have to get out of the country.
Well,
I don't think that's that far-fetched.
well, that's
At the time, thought it was funny.
well, you know what? That's another reason. One of the main reasons why I'm calling you, because we had this discussion about a year and a half ago, and I am interested in that contingency. So you tell me what you want to do. I'll come see you in person, and we'll discuss this.
Yeah.
Because
I know.
Yeah.
And you know what? Money will be clamped down in the banks. The government will probably take it. But I guess the thing is, if you can get to the bank, get some money out.
Yeah.
And then we all screw. You know. I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta do something real near the border to get out. You know.
Yeah. You know. I mean, that's.
So because it's gonna be a run. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a friend, and she says if anything happens, she says come to my house up in Canada. You know, but where my grandparents, my grandmother was from Cape Breton and stuff like that. We probably have the right to get over the border, and we grab you. And
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Michael the other night. It was a very short talk, but we were talking about stuff like this. He said he always would like to see Nova Scotia. I said, well, you were born in Canada, and I said, just have your papers ready. You know, if something happens.
Right.
You know, but we also can get to Ireland.
Right.
I know where we go. The property's gone, unfortunately sold when I was like in the 4th grade. But we could get over there, we could probably rent
Well,
a bunch of us.
Yeah. Well, the issue right now is there's no. The borders are closed. You know, the borders are still shut down. You know, as far as I know. You know.
Well, the borders are closed, but if you're really good at what you're doing, you could probably walk through the woods and get through.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
rural.
But you know, I mean, but you see these scumbags climbing the walls. Like, this is sacred ground, and they're in you know, the halls. It's like, are you serious? A woman.
I know. And
Oh.
destroying stuff. And I go, this is stuff we paid for. Now, I think the trouble is going to come in tonight. Some of them are making their way in there.
I don't mean to interrupt you. But remember I told you about that woman that was shot? ABC.
What the hell was she doing there?
Well, ABC New York just reported that she died.
Yeah, I know. Well, she died. They had her dead almost an hour ago on CBS.
Right.
Not CBS. We were watching NBC. But then we turned to the Channel 7 up here. Used to be in with NBC. But they got so stupid. They sold off their local affiliate. And some hillbilly from Florida bought it. So now it's really a Florida station.
Right.
They're just reporting it now, but it's way too late.
Well,
You know?
I'm reading a post on Facebook, which I'm probably gonna cut all my social media because I'm gonna start like living like all off the radar, quote unquote. But I want to.
You sound off only with people you really trust.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you a story. This happened up here, and I'm trying to think who it was. Somebody was somewhere, and they knew the guy. The guy was local, and he made some kind of crack. I think it was about, I don't know if it was Obama or Trump. It was about 4 years ago, and he was saying something. Now, trust me, he's up in the South Shore in Massachusetts. The president is down in Washington, D.C., at least 800 miles away. You know, he went home, and about an hour later, he's getting stuff ready because they're not going to do it with Secret Service.
Wait, well, for what?
He had made a comment in public. Somebody made a phone call.
Oh shit.
Now, I'll tell you, you know, you just if you can get your slate cleaned off, don't ever talk politics. We're
Nope.
free to a point, but there's a lot of dangerous people out there.
I want to read you this quote I saw from this one. She's a public figure. I think she's like a CNN. Her name, Anna Navarro. She's a Republican, and I always like Anna Navarro. You know, I'm not big on Republicans. Yeah, well, this is what I'm gonna read this to you, and it's 3 hours ago, and I quote: all of you Republicans in elected positions and right-wing media who have enabled, emboldened, and normalized Trump's abuse of power for the last 4 years, or who have promised lies and conspiracy theories, you own this. Shame on you. Shame on you. Congratulations, you have turned the U.S. into Venezuela.
Yeah, we're another, you know what we are? We're another banana republic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, see that yet. That's because they're stupid.
No, they see it. They're ignorant. No one's that. No one's that stupid. They're ignorant. They fucking think that. Well, I'll just apologize to America and everything will be normal tomorrow. No, it won't. No, it won't. You fucking dropped the ball, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I was listening to one guy on CNN. He said we got pictures, and let me tell you something. He said all these people will be found and they'll do long ass jail time. And I'm like, you goddamn right. You know what? You know, I mean, shame on you. Shame on you. As Americans, you know, this is how you act. You desecrate the our capital, our White House, which is like, I'm sorry, you know what? Say what you want about politics, but that's to me that's sacred ground. If that's not like equivalent to going to the tomb, going to the. No, I mean, to me that's sacred ground. If you don't treat like that, going to the tomb of the tomb of Jesus and pissing on it, that's the same. That's how I feel what these sons of bitches did today. You know.
I know.
You know. So, shame on them. Shame on all those motherfuckers. You know.
I know. And I'm not worried about the one that got shot. I'm not gonna send tears for her. You know what? She didn't have better things to do. So I'm getting sick of these people. Some of these women that are for Trump are disgusting.
Well, you know what? I'm glad to see. You know what? Back home, there's a sign that says "Women for Trump." I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I saw my brother was telling me that the Black Lives Matter people, they fucking sprayed them. I'm like, good for them. You know, they're gonna act like assholes. You put their ass in check. You know. So.
You know, I can't picture anyone that's black, anybody that's Hispanic, saying with Trump. Not after what he did to the kids at the border, number one.
Right.
And yes, I don't want illegals come in. They're going to come in the way our parents come in.
Yes, ma'am.
Like that. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. These people, backing him up, he really pissed on them to put a fire out.
Well, you know what he did. He literally sold Trump. Sold Trump out. I mean, he sold Pence out. You know.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I know. But you know something? They're talking about possibly removing him and putting Trump Pence in there until the 20th.
Well, they had to vote. I mean, this is not a show example of him. They all went to Pence instead of Trump tonight about what was going on. So that tells me that I think they're going to invoke the 25th Amendment today. I have a feeling. I got a weird feeling that they do. You know, it's good for the country. You know what? I'd be the first one to say it, and I can't believe I answered. I actually like Pence. That's what, you know, and I thought. I like him more than I like Trump, and I can deal with him being there for 2 weeks. You know.
I'll tell you why. Okay, I'm going to tell you something.
Well, he's a shady son of a bitch.
Pence is supposed to be Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he doesn't stand for anything with the Irish.
No.
I mean, for somebody, his family ran Tobacco Row, and this guy, the schools he went to, he got around it, but he made himself a lawyer. There were a dime a dozen, but he didn't go to a good school. Anyway, he's done that. He's jumped through all the hoops. He's an evangelical. They're the ones that tortured the Irish Catholics when they came here. You could go on and on about this dude, and I don't trust him. What's his name? Trump is just a loser who was brought up by a loser parent. No better than that. I mean, even if he wants to go to Scotland, Scotland doesn't want him. I don't know, he doesn't say anything about the Germans, but I mean, he's very similar to Hitler, but he's not like the normal Germans, the modern Germans, or anything. He makes fun of them and everything. He just plays everybody against everybody. There's no loyalty, but yet he expects loyalty. He's mentally ill.
Well, like I said, I think tonight they're gonna implement the 25th Amendment. I have a feeling. You know what? And you know what? They should. But you know what? We have to make a statement that you know this shit's not gonna it's not gonna go on. You know when they're all going to Pence and the Trump and President and Trump's nowhere to be found. Like, what does that tell you? You know?
Yeah, well, one thing he's going to do, he's screwed his name. Okay, it's a branded name. I don't think it's going to be worth run. His kids that thought they could become presidents, I think that's all dashed. Okay?
They all should be brought up and indicted. I'm sorry. You know?
Something's gonna, either that's gonna put him in a mental hospital. Because you know, today they said drug person, he did it on video, his hair is not done, it's not colored, it's gray.
Right.
And when he's having a bad week, he doesn't color his hair. I mean, he must be like, they say he's a crazy man in the White House. They're all avoiding him. There's a ton of people called in sick today because they were afraid.
Right. Hey, well, I want to play the video. I'm gonna see if you can hear it. This was this condescending, half-hearted apology that this cocksucker sent. Hold on a second. You ready? Here it is.
I know you heard.
You hear it?
We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election,
Yeah, you hear it? This is it right here.
especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law.
I gotta stop it. I'm sorry.
DC is now under curfew.
People in law and order.
I gotta stop this video because you know what? It's not sincere. It's half-hearted bullshit. You know? It's it's like saying to the mayor, hey, sorry I wrecked your car, but I was able to save the fucking tires. What?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, this is just a disgrace. I mean, but you look at this. 9/11 under Bush. This going under Trump, and he's splitting the nation even further. And I don't know. I mean, we managed to come back from the Civil War, but it wasn't fully finished, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But I mean, no, this, all our military installations basically are down south.
Right.
They're not up here. We had an air base, and it was a marvelous. It was right near the ocean. Everything for 9/11. You know something? Gingrich was able to close it down on us, and they didn't. We had the setup, and there would have been no money involved. He opens up. They had to rebuild something down in Georgia and spend the money down there. All our tax money goes to Texas, to Georgia, to all these damn places. And up here, we're not getting the federal money. They get it. We pay the high taxes. New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, California. Food for thought. Here, have this and this fish over there. So, no, there's something terribly wrong in this country. We need to pull some of these institutions out of their. They shouldn't. They're living off the United States. You know, when I was in the airlines, okay, two things you do to get out of a hole down south. One, the girls would join the airlines, become flight attendants. They were galley wenches, okay?
Yeah.
And, I used to call them that right to their face because they were so ignorant and so stupid and stuff, and they'd be rude. I handed paper for a flight, and I gave it to the flight attendant to give to the captain. She wouldn't take it, so I let it drop on the floor, and he came out of the cockpit. And I said, your papers are on the floor. I said, she's got a plantation attitude. And I said, you can pick them up because I already handed them. I'm done. And I turned around and walked off the jetway. Okay? And I never got reported for it. Nothing.
Good.
I said, this doesn't fly in Boston.
No.
So, I mean, we were unionized down south and north.
Right. You know what? I mean, like, I'm just. This is sickening. Like, I'm watching all this bullshit. And these assholes in the Capitol with their fucking flags and and these are hillbillies too. These ain't like, you know, these are just like, you know, this looks bad, man. This is like.
Oh, no, we look like assholes all over the world. I'm sure all the communist nations, like Cuba, Russia, China, and the people inside with them, Iran and all this, they're probably celebrating.
Right.
And these clowns, I'm watching, they're all hanging on the wall, trying to climb the wall.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm watching CNN, and what else was I watching? I was watching Channel 2 before, which is that's our version of CBS down here, WCBS.
See, I don't have cable, I don't
No, and I got the local channels, Channel 4, which is our version of NBC. I think was NBC 13 out there or something?
I'll tell you, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have a problem hitting their hands and letting them fall off the wall.
You know what? It's just, you know what? Like I said, man, they wouldn't pull this shit in any other country, you know?
No, they shoot them dead.
Oh shit.
I
apparently McConnell's speaking, or I don't know if this is live or this was before.
It would damage our republic.
Yeah. He look. This was before. Yeah, this was before. You can tell he's shaking up.
McConnell was blunt. The president did not come close to proving his false claims, he said.
Yeah. Yeah, it says it's ABC. They're showing. McConnell did look nervous. He looks shaken up.
You could tell his voice was cracking when he was talking.
You know what? If they don't invoke the 25th Amendment tonight, then guess what? I have lost all faith in our local in our government. You know what? I'm giving.
I think they're going to come to some conclusions.
They have to invoke the 25th Amendment. The only way the Republicans will show that it has some quote unquote, excuse my French, some set of balls. You know?
Yeah.
You know. So.
But no,
Oh, and this piece of shit, Ted Cruz. You know, he's another fucking moron.
I would love to meet him with a baseball bat in the alley. I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah.
I would take him out. He's a piece of shit.
You know what?
He's the guy that reads little kitty books, and then he says he's a lawyer.
You know what makes me laugh? You know, they went after Obama with the birther. You know, I hate talking politics, but let me just get this out. They were talking about Obama with the birther issue. What about Ted Cruz? You know? Supposedly he was born in Canada. What the fuck is that all about?
Well, you know what? Ted Cruz is a puke. He's a loser. His wife, when the country did a Dixie financially,
Right.
where did she work? Goldman Sachs. Oh, how convenient.
Oh yeah. You know. It's just you know, like they should be they should be.
My father must be spinning in his grave.
You know, these assholes are sitting in office with their feet up. I hope they all go to jail. I hope they arrest every one of these sons of bitches. You know.
Yeah.
I hope they. I hope they waterboard half these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know.
You know something? I don't do much with computers. I don't know what you have on there or anything.
No, I'm watching the news. The Facebook's just bullshit.
Protect yourself. Whatever you have on the computer.
Don't. Yeah, exactly. You don't publicize it. You know.
No. Because if shit really happens in this country, you're going to exit or enter at a later date. Just have all your papers together. Do you have a passport?
I'm gonna probably get one soon.
I am too. John has when he got it last year.
Right.
He went to Canada, but that's what we're going to do. Keep
Right.
everything together. Yeah.
So,
And,
I mean, that's it. I mean, I just, you know, you know, it's like if you don't invoke the 25th, they have to invoke the 25th Amendment. This country, both sides of the aisle, have to push this. It's the only way because this fucking imbecile, you know, you all, I can't watch his news. You know what? I gotta put something else on.
I'll tell you, I can see Trump's not doing his here, but not only that, I have on the ABC.
Yeah.
He's lost weight in his face.
Yeah.
Okay, his face isn't hanging over his collar. I mean, this is driving him out of his mind. And
Well, he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. You know, he's a narcissist. That's what it is. You know. You know when you what.
Much worse than that, yeah.
You know when you see when.
The niece,
Yeah.
Mary, said you want him out of there as fast as possible. If you can keep him playing golf until the 20th, do it. Yeah. So he left Florida, Mar-a-Lago, got up here. So he had an agenda, but they need to keep him so tied up in a knot that he can't do it.
I'm watching all these assholes with their flag all over Capitol Hill. You know, and he's, you know, I'm like, oh my god, if they, this guy incited a riot, you know,
I know.
he incited a riot.
He is responsible for people losing their lives between the virus and
Right.
everything else. Why is it us, the United States, can't get the medication out to the people with the virus, and other Western nations are able to do it?
Yeah, because Europe's more structured. You know, it's all about money.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Even the states, I look at the states that can get the stuff out fast, and the ones that can't.
Back home in Ocean County, Manahawkin ShopRite, which is about 5 miles from me, they're administering the vaccine to healthcare workers first.
Okay, but they're doing that here in the cops and the firemen. But here's the thing. Why does it take so long? Why do they have to do it through a clinic?
Because it's all about money. So, but,
there's only so many appointments. Gee, in Maine, they were able to call up all the retired doctors and nurses and ask them when they come up, and they all came up and gave the shots. They're ahead of themselves.
oh yeah, you know.
And how about the politicians? Okay, so we had two of them in Massachusetts.
Right.
But they're only in their 70s. But gee, they got their shots before the people in the nursing home.
Hey, I got. Oh yeah,
About
money. It's about money.
money and power. But how about this? How about, who was it now? Oh, your man Pence there and his wife. Underage, but they got the shots with the real old people.
Wow. You know.
And he's supposed to be head of this Trump's fight against a pandemic, and they get their shots, and they're not in a dangerous segment of the population. So what's wrong with that picture?
You know what's funny too is you know, remember when supposedly Trump had the coronavirus, and then by Monday he's healed. Well, what makes you tell you how long has the vaccine's been in this country? Here's a stupid question. I'm meeting Representative Omar. She's one. I guess she was an Indian woman. Ihan Omar. She's a Democrat.
Yeah, no, is she out of the city?
I think so.
Well,
Well,
I heard her name. Something happened. I didn't get
well,
that.
apparently they're drawing articles of impeachment on Trump. I never thought you could impeach a president twice. Can you do it? You're allowed to do that?
Yeah, they can do that, but on another charge. But here's the thing: they can put the squash on him, and he's no longer the Senate in the House in the Senate. They can vote, and they can put the other guy in office, Pence,
Right.
for a few days. And here's the bottom line: the guy is mentally ill, and he's a danger to the country. There's your justification.
Just-
They got it. So
I think somebody's gonna go down tonight. You know.
well, it's going to be interesting what they come up with tonight. I have ABC on now. David Muir is on, and Tia Thomas.
Yeah, I just turned it back on right now. David Muir. Yeah, I see him.
David, officials are really concerned about tonight. And there's
Uh-oh.
a crisis on Capitol Hill.
Pierre Thomas.
Hosting threats of violence and incitement on
Pierre. Oh yeah.
People from Boston go to New York.
Oh yeah.
We're number 5.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to
So
repeat
that's it.
call
If you
for
get as far as number 1, I see some of the channels pushing certain people that they're not qualified for Channel 5. They're not. We're number 5 in the TV industry, and they're not TV industry 5. Let's put it that way. They're more like 1 or 2.
Oh wow.
No, not 1 and 2. They're behind us. I'm sorry. They're more like 10. Okay. By the time they get to New York, Washington D.C., LA, they're up there.
Right. I mean, it's just insane. Like I never thought I'd see this. You know, in my lifetime. You know.
No, I never thought I'd see this. Well, let's be honest. I was talking to people I went to school with. Again, this is what we went to college for, okay? And we had these deep talks 4 years ago, and I said, yeah, the Civil War is on, and it's alive and well, number 1.
Okay.
And we're seeing it with the cops shooting the black people. We're seeing different things going on. I hate to say it, but the cops don't have to shoot the black people in Boston. It's alive and well, they're busy shooting each other.
Oh yeah. You know.
Not being sarcastic. I mean, maybe I am, okay?
Well, the Black Lives Matter is bullshit. Black Lives Matter is bullshit too because here's the thing. You know, someone's making money on it, and they're still shooting their own people.
No, but you know something? There's an old saying what happened in Germany years ago. I don't know if you ever heard it. You know, they came for this one, they came for that one, and in the end they came for me, and there was nobody to call. Okay, I don't know. Did you ever hear that one?
Yes.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You know, there's good people. Nobody needs to be shot in the back.
No.
If somebody's mental, we just had something. Didn't we just have something recently? Somebody was mental.
Yeah,
They shot the guy in the
Yeah, he was like walking down the street naked or something. Yeah, I remember that.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, then they're all afraid for their life. It's a joke. That's part of the Civil War. lot going on. And I'm going not for anything, but gee, I could condone, God forbid, with Alzheimer's or something, and they think I'm different. They might shoot me or something like that. I wouldn't want that. If I had children, I wouldn't want that.
No.
I mean, if somebody's a good person, if they're, they've been a veteran or they've done something good with the country, people and stuff, I don't want to see that kind of stuff happen. That's not what this country's supposed to be about.
I mean, this is, you know what? I don't think even in Biden's first term he can heal the country in 4 years. I really don't. There's so much damage.
First of all, I don't know if he's going to make the 4 years. He's very feeble.
Yeah.
He tries to cover up, and he's trying. And I think she'll be a good administrator, but after 4 years, I think they'll throw her out. One, she's a woman.
Right.
We're not. I'm not kidding you. I don't care who she is. No woman's going to get it in this country. We're not as advanced as Americans like to think. India was able to do it. Israel was able to do it. Germany can do it. England could do it. The United States isn't what they think they are.
No.
Like Trump says, make America great again. He's made the country worse than
This country's always been great. We didn't need this asshole to tell us that,
Oh, here's a guy that welched on Vietnam, and he had burrs. I mean, damn, I had burrs, and I get out, and I'm getting close to 70, baby, and I can get out and work around,
Right. Oh, of course,
Yeah, so, no, the United States, I was talking to a woman, she's really, she was sweet. Her son was a doctor at the social hospital. She lived in the building we were in, and her husband was a supervisor of the Boston Police.
Oh, wow.
Plenty of money there, there was no problem. Another son, she had 4 boys. Another son was with the Capitol Police in Washington, D.C. He's retired now, but you know what? He would have been right in the middle of this. And then she has 2 other sons. Money was not a problem or anything. And she says, Americans think that they get it all down pat. I said, yeah. And she says to me, now I know your mother was part of French and I'm part French. Okay? So she says, everybody thinks this Corning smooth top stove is something that just came out. And I go, yeah, I don't like them. She says, don't worry about it. It was out 20 years ago in France.
Oh, wow.
And I went, really? And she goes, yeah. She says, we're not that backwards. She says, people don't know what's out there.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, seriously.
It's just mind blowing. Like I can't put my head around this, So.
Well, I'm getting to the point as you get older, maybe you get wiser.
Yeah.
First of all, I can't be bothered with cable because I think it's retarded. There's like 2 shows I like on the whole thing, and then they went off. But I like CNN, and then I look at Fox to see what lies they tell, and then I go back to CNN. And then they have the homes. They do the homes over.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I look at that, and I even caught up with that one. Like, what's in style? What do you like? What makes it look? If you keep it up, most people don't even know what's in style.
Jesus.
So, but other than that, I go to the library. I get my books and things like that, and I just keep. I said, don't get down on this stuff. Not you. You're a baby compared to me. But I was saying to people my age, yeah. I said, we're at a point now. We don't need this stress.
It's just.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing, man. So. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
How's work going for you?
Work is good, So
You're healthy.
Yeah, it's good. Full benefit. So I got some personal time for the new year. So
Yeah.
Well,
I talked to Michael, as I said. I didn't talk too long to him.
Right.
One of them, Lorraine. I gotta tell you a funny story. Lorraine, in the last 2 years, has been sending me a box of lemons off her lemon tree for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And you know something? I'm enthralled with it. I love crap like that.
Right.
And I do facial, squeeze the lemon.
Right.
I make different things, lemon chicken, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And so I wrote her a great note, and I go, and this is not a hint for you. You don't have to do it. You're busy working. the time we're retired and stuff like that. And, you know, some people phone calls are invasive. Not for me. I got plenty of time. But I go, you know, you don't know how their significant others like the phone calls or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been writing letters.
It's the little things.
Do you know what? The letters are going over big with the ones in California. They're older than me.
Oh, wow.
Except for Lorraine. She's like John's age and stuff like that. She wrote back a letter and she was like thrilled. And I talked garden stuff, baloney stuff, but she liked it. Yeah. So anyway, we've been doing like the lemon. It costs a fortune to send them.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
You got a UPS on there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy,
So
man.
she goes, oh, dear little birdie,
Yeah.
6'5".
Yeah, pretty much. Like 6'3", like 285 probably. I actually lost freaking
I'm
weight.
shrinking now. I
Oh,
was
shit.
5'4" down to 5'3". But anyway, you know, they got a checker. You called and they really enjoyed it and stuff.
Well, she had like two cell phone numbers. I'm like, look at you. You got 2 cell phone numbers, almost popularity. And she's like, she's like, nah, I get this one with my husband. I just got myself a new line. I'm like, oh, okay. So.
Yeah. No, they love you, and so we're talking, and I just talked to him, you know.
You know what? Maybe because I've never been out there, but I don't see the the concept of living in California. First of all, you have freaking earthquakes. Secondly, it's like 100. It's 100. It's 180 degrees, and you have fires. I'm like, screw that.
Well, here's the thing. My father died in 68.
Okay.
Okay? 69, we're all in school. Joe was young and stuff like that. So I think Bernie, your father, and Agnes said, let's have a family reunion, go to California. And I think all the siblings pulled together and they go, okay. So, I mean, I got funny stories from that. But anyway, your father was the uncle of uncles in my book, okay? And he was John's favorite, not Mike, between you and I. I mean, like, Bernie could walk on salt water.
Right.
So, and we love Lorraine. So, anyway, I just came up here to fly with us. So we went out T-way. We had somebody fix it for us at the airport. And the guy was the air traffic controller up here. The poor guy's dead, and he knew my father.
Right.
He was happy to do it. So anyway, we went out, and then afterwards came your mom and dad. They came united.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'll never forget. Your dad went out and bought your mother a white shack pantsuit. Oh my God, she looked so sharp in it.
Oh wow.
And anyway, yeah. So they come out, but your father had slept. I forget what street they were in New York, but I remember the apartment. But anyway, I want to say 187th Street.
I think so.
And
That sounds familiar. 187 or 185th Street.
Under the air conditioner.
Oh, so yeah, the worst fucking crink in his neck.
Pneumonia.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, and so we get out there, and of course, your mother's young,
Right.
okay? I mean, you know, newly married and stuff like that.
Well, she was 11 years younger than my father.
Oh, a lot younger.
Yeah, she was born in my father was born the same year as Hitler, 420, and our grandfather. April 20th.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, not the same year, wait a minute.
No. Our grandfather was born April 20th, so was your uncle.
Listen, I can go right up to the gravestone and look at it. When you come here, I'll take you there, you'll see everything, okay?
Oh, wow, yeah, you know.
Okay, but anyway, Uncle Ben, okay, he goes out there and he's sick, and my mother was the old nurse, you know, the nurse, so she feels and she goes, oh shit, you know, he's got a fever, and we jumped on a bus, because poor Aunt Betty ended up with 11 people in a house.
Right.
A 3-bedroom house with one
Jeez.
we were civil, so there were no fights, there was nothing went on. It
Right.
was pretty good. So we decided, okay, Betty and Agnes, and they sucked John into it because Michael had to drive them. Poor John never got to Disneyland, okay?
Jesus.
But we went with my mother, your mother and your father, which I was tickled, okay? They come with us, and the girls, May
So he got sick. So he fell asleep under the air conditioning in New York, and he had run up with pneumonia, and he still went to California, which he was.
Wait for the plane. Barbara took them to the plane. I think they ran out and chased it down the jetway and everything. I'm not kidding you. They were running down. They were taxiing. I think the two of them jumped on the plane. I'm joking.
Holy
no,
fuck.
It was a little late. You know, your father was always late for something. Denny was like that. Anyway, make a funny story. We get up to Los Angeles.
Okay.
We're near Disneyland, and they're in a motel. We're in a motel, you know, and of course we're kids. Now, I mean, I was like a sophomore in high school, or junior, sophomore, and Lorraine was even younger, and my mother goes over to see, you know, your mother called my mother and said, come on, check Bernie, and he was burning. And my mother goes, we didn't even have a thermometer. My mother goes, no, he's got to see a doctor. He's got to see a doctor. Now, my mother went out, and she went walking, looking for a doctor, and she's down the strip, and she finds a doctor. He was Irish-American, and she goes, I have a brother. We just came out from New York. I think he's got pneumonia. My mother's accent, you know. She writes the thing. She runs to a pharmacy, and she gets the drugs in him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he had like walking pneumonia or something.
You know, Jesus
you know,
Christ.
like, we didn't know the danger of it, but I didn't want Bertie sick. So anyway, eventually we made it to Disney World, whatever. But you know, now I'm losing my track how I got on this thing. But I can go through this again with you.
Right.
I'm starting to tell you something. Do you remember what it was?
You were talking about my father having pneumonia, and then your mom going down, finding an Irishman, and you got the meds.
Yeah, we got the meds, and we did all that stuff. We did see Disney World. John never ever in his life saw Disney World. Maybe all the cousins should get together one time and descend
why not?
Disneyland. Which one's Florida and which one? Disney World is California.
I think Disneyland's in Florida. You know what's funny about Disneyland? I first time I went, I had the flu. I was that's a yeah. So.
You know something? I work for the airlines, and I wanted to take you there.
Right.
I mentioned it to your mother and father, but they weren't jumping at it. I think they thought I was going to lose you.
Oh,
but
jeez.
no, I had like passes and stuff. I could put you on it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
and I
just
wanted to take you because they were always so good to me. Why couldn't I do it for you?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I don't know
But
weirdos.
maybe someday we'll get like a condo and we'll
Oh yeah.
hover on it.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. So.
Yeah, you were sick the last time. John never got to see it. I don't think Michael ever got to see it. And Michael's older than us. I would say he might be 72 now.
Oh wow.
I mean, you know, between you and I, he's gotten over what he's gotten over, but he doesn't sound strong. But I just say, oh, you sound so much better, you know, and stuff like that. But he sounds like he had a stroke.
You know what? I talked to him. I think the day after Christmas or Christmas, I don't remember. But he always talked like he always sounded like he sounded very restrictive, like he wasn't sure of himself. You know, like
I think that's part of it. He used to be like that.
Yeah. So.
I think Wendy is wonderful for him, and he would tell me some things they were doing like Christmas time. You know,
Right.
This is between you and I. You know,
Of course.
there's a little problem with Brian.
Oh, was that? Oh, really? Oh
Yeah.
shit. Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
You know what? Well, like you, he's an only child. You could mentor him in that respect.
Right.
But they say kids born after 9/11, there's a lot of crap going on with them because they've never known normal, happy times.
Right.
And now we got this going on. So he developed anxieties. A lot of kids born since 9/11 have anxiety.
Right.
Okay, I don't think the Gilbrights would understand this, but it's true.
Oh yeah.
And,
The old ones are assholes, you know.
Yeah. So anyway, he kind of acted out. I think he might have been bullied at school.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I'll be honest. I come from a family of two. You're a family for one, and
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I can understand that it was harder for you what you had to deal with your mom and dad, especially your mom, because that's your mom. Okay? And it took me a long time
Right.
to get over my mother's. My father, my mother was there.
Right.
She could buffer us. But when my mother died, I wanted to dig a hole and die myself.
I hear you.
Okay. So I understand you.
Right.
Okay, so anyway, this kid had some problems. They got him help. He's living at home, but with the pandemic, he's lost his job.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's what Michael told me.
Keep him busy
You're right.
and different things. But he's not like the Gil Brides in New York because they got plenty of family.
Right. Right.
Brian's there for his kids. Tommy's there for his kids. Like, you know what I mean? When I was like 15, my father was dead.
Right.
Okay? And I could tell you experiences we went through that other people never had.
Right.
Ever. So, in the meantime, I became a real tough bitch.
Oh, you had it, you know.
No,
So,
no, I
yeah.
know it was the culture changed, but I went from teaching to working at the airport, and I worked with men. And I made it a point to learn from because my father was gone.
Right. Right.
And I learned a lot of things, even to have an argument with even a man. To have an argument with him, you draw the line in the sand, and this is the way it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, this kid's, I think he's okay now, but during Christmas, they started doing a thing, what are we grateful for?
Wow.
And yeah, and I think this has opened the kid's life to a big degree, and also the parents. So I think that was a good thing to start.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't know. You know what? To be honest with you, have the Gil Brides family. I don't even know who the fuck they are. I don't know any of them. You know. So.
Well, they have each other. They might not get along, but blood's thicker than water.
Mhm.
And trust me, if anything happens, I'm going to be there for you.
Oh, I know
You're
that.
only
Well,
child.
you
I
might
understand it.
You're the immediate family, you know. So Brian's just a nosy fuck. He's still you know. So.
No, he doesn't change.
No.
He doesn't change, you know.
The old
He was
husband.
yes to me to death. One day he called. I was thinking of it, but I never made the call. He called first. And I don't want to be a cold fish or be mean.
Yeah.
But I said, well, tell me something. Did Aunt Mary die last May?
Yes. Before.
Good. I said, you kids had a tough year. And
Yeah.
He kind of hesitated. He's quiet. And I says, no, I understand what she's gone through and stuff. I still haven't been able to get them a spiritual bouquet or anything.
You know what? I haven't spoken to Donna. You know, I've spoken to Deidre. You know, because the COVID restriction was we couldn't go there because we were an immediate family, which was fine. You know, and
Yeah.
it was just. Yeah,
Is
and,
Deidre still living at 12 Grand Street?
well, I know that they were trying to sell the house under. I know the brothers wanted. You know, they went in there like the Romans gambling for the robes. You know, so I don't know if they sold the house. I haven't heard nothing, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know, so.
Yeah. No, let me know what I mean, I didn't call them for Christmas and New Year's or anything like that.
They didn't call me. They didn't call me either. So you know what?
It's just been an awful year or two. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, trust me, I've been gone. You know, it's just, you know, my thing's the same thing. It's just like I just, you know,
No, when anybody loses their mother, I mean that hurts. You know, it hurts when your father dies, but your mother's always the one there. She's the one that changes you. She's the one that's up at night. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But anything ever happens, you call me.
No, I know that. You know,
Immediately.
I mean.
remember holding you at your christening. I think it was 20. I'm just